What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are.
Hollywood, often depicted as the epitome of glamour and success, is also a realm of deep, unspoken power struggles, egos, and manipulative schemes. At the top of this tangled web stand a few influential figures whose actions ripple across the entertainment industry and affect the careers and lives of many others. Among the most powerful of these figures are Oprah Winfrey and Denzel Washington, two towering icons in the entertainment world, each having carved their paths to fame and fortune, but whose actions and the interplay between their careers have recently been thrust into the spotlight due to shocking revelations. The gatekeepers of Hollywood. In the entertainment industry, certain people function as gatekeepers, individuals who hold significant sway over what gets made, who gets noticed, and who gets shut out. These gatekeepers control access to wealth, fame, and opportunities, and often their power remains out of sight, behind the curtains of movie studios, production companies, and television networks. One such gatekeeper is Oprah Winfrey, the media mogul whose rise from poverty to becoming a global media titan is a story of remarkable success. Oprah is revered for her contributions to television and her ability to uplift others. But, as Ice Cube recently alluded to in his comments, there are undercurrents to her influence that are rarely seen by the public. When Ice Cube opened up about the inner workings of Hollywood and hinted at a growing tension between Oprah and Denzel Washington, it was not just a passing comment. His words illuminated a deep rift that many suspected, but few dared to voice openly. For Cube, it was not just about the entertainment business or a personal grievance. It was about the politics of power, influence, and the lengths to which these powerful figures will go to maintain control over the industry's narrative. Oprah's alleged power play, taking out Denzel Washington. The suggestion that Oprah might be trying to take out Denzel Washington is a provocative one, and it certainly raised eyebrows. But is there any truth to these claims? Could Oprah, with her unparalleled influence, really be positioning herself against Washington, who has remained a beloved and respected figure in Hollywood for decades? According to Ice Cube, the situation is far more complex than it appears. In his cryptic comments, Cube hinted that Oprah's ambitions might be leading her down a path where she sees Washington's rising influence as a threat to her own empire. Denzel Washington's legacy in Hollywood is undeniable. With multiple Academy Award nominations, a stellar list of critically acclaimed films, and a reputation for being a principled and outspoken advocate for social change, Washington is an iconic figure. Oprah, on the other hand, has long been seen as a queen of media, her show and her influence spanning continents and cultures. But in recent years, there has been increasing speculation that Oprah's influence over Hollywood's power brokers is beginning to fray, especially with the rise of new voices like Washington, who isn't afraid to call out the industry's systemic flaws. As Cube hints, the issue goes beyond professional rivalry. This is about control, legacy, and the ability to dictate the narrative. Oprah, known for her meticulous control over her image and public persona, may view Washington's growing influence as something that could shift the balance of power in Hollywood, and by extension, in the broader entertainment world. Could this rivalry be the beginning of a new phase in the ongoing battle for dominance among Hollywood's elite? Is Oprah's role as a media mogul and cultural influencer being challenged by someone who has spent decades earning his own respect and admiration? Hollywood's darker side, allegations against Oprah. Beyond the whispers of rivalry with Denzel Washington, Oprah's name has been tangled with various controversial figures and events, further complicating her image in the public eye. A significant controversy that has surrounded Oprah is her alleged connections with Hollywood's more sordid underbelly, including her ties to infamous figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. The allegations surrounding Oprah are part of a broader narrative of Hollywood's darker side, a side that many insiders claim is rife with corruption, exploitation, and manipulation. Oprah has long been seen as a figure who champions the downtrodden, yet her alleged associations with men like Weinstein, who has been accused of sexual misconduct by numerous women, have raised eyebrows. These associations cast a long shadow over her carefully cultivated image as a beacon of morality and empowerment. In 2018, when the Me Too movement gained global traction, Oprah became one of its most vocal supporters, using her platform to stand against abuse and exploitation. Yet, some critics, including actress Rose McGowan, accused Oprah of hypocrisy for not addressing her past associations with Weinstein, despite knowing about the numerous allegations of misconduct. McGowan, who was one of Weinstein's most vocal accusers, publicly criticized Oprah for her relationship with Weinstein, suggesting that Oprah was complicit in enabling his actions. The backlash didn't stop there. Oprah's ties to Epstein, a convicted sex offender, also came under scrutiny. Despite being friends with Epstein and attending his events, Oprah never publicly condemned him until it was widely known that he had been involved in a trafficking ring. Her silence on these matters led many to question whether Oprah, despite her public persona as a feminist and advocate for women's rights, had ignored or been complicit in the very abuses she now speaks out against. These allegations of enabling powerful, abusive men raised serious concerns about Oprah's role in perpetuating the very system of exploitation she claims to fight against. As some suggested, Oprah's position as a gatekeeper might have placed her in a situation where she felt the need to protect the very power structures she now condemns publicly. The tale of Denzel Washington's struggle and advocacy. While Oprah's involvement in such controversies continues to surface, Denzel Washington's career trajectory has been marked by his commitment to social justice and his advocacy for change. Known for his outspoken views on racism, Washington has used his platform to challenge Hollywood's long-standing racial biases and its treatment of Black actors and filmmakers. Washington has consistently criticized the industry's failure to address racism and discrimination. His speeches on the subject have been a call to arms for the next generation of actors and filmmakers, urging them to stay true to their craft and rise above the biases they may face. Unlike Oprah, whose media empire revolves around influence, Washington's power lies in his authenticity and his steadfast commitment to integrity. He has no need for Hollywood's validation, and this independence has made him a formidable figure in the entertainment industry. However, Washington's refusal to play the game of Hollywood elites has made him a target. His refusal to follow industry norms has led to clashes with powerful individuals in Hollywood. And some even speculate that Oprah's perceived disdain for him could be rooted in his refusal to conform to the power structures she has come to dominate. Could the tension between Washington and Winfrey be indicative of a broader struggle for control over the narrative in Hollywood? As Washington speaks out against the industry's flaws, he continues to position himself as a counterpoint to Oprah's brand of power. The controversy with Taraji P. Henson and other female celebrities. One of the most striking examples of Oprah's alleged missteps involves actress Taraji P. Henson. Henson, who gained widespread recognition for her role in Empire, had been mentored by Oprah, or so she thought. Henson's memoir revealed a deep sense of betrayal when Oprah failed to advocate for her fair compensation during the production of the film The Butler, in which Henson played a pivotal role. Despite Oprah's status as a producer on the project, she did not intervene on Henson's behalf when it came to her pay. This incident shattered Henson's belief in Oprah as a mentor and role model. Oprah's failure to protect her colleague in a high-stakes Hollywood project made it clear that even the most powerful figures in the industry, like Oprah, are not always the benevolent allies they claim to be. For Henson, this was a painful awakening, as she had long admired Oprah. But the reality of Hollywood's power dynamics, where even friendships and mentorships could be sacrificed for financial and professional gain, left Henson disillusioned. The issue of pay disparity has long been a topic of discussion in Hollywood, but Henson's experience shows that even powerful women like Oprah may not always be in a position or willing to make the necessary changes. Oprah's failure to address these disparities within her own circle has further tarnished her reputation as a feminist icon. In an industry where the salaries of women, especially women of color, continue to lag behind those of their male counterparts, Oprah's actions, or lack thereof, only serve to highlight the entrenched inequalities that still exist. The tension with Monique, a story of betrayal. The strained relationship between Oprah and actress Monique is another example of the complexities behind Oprah's public persona. Monique, a talented actress known for her role in Precious, publicly accused Oprah of contributing to her career's downfall. According to Monique, Oprah played a key role in her blackballing from the industry, particularly after Monique refused to play by Hollywood's rules during the film's promotional campaign. Oprah's demands during the campaign, Monique claims, were unreasonable, and her lack of support led to the actress's decline. Monique's accusations were backed by the revelation that Oprah had been complicit in the mistreatment of other women, including Toni Braxton, as discussed earlier. These instances paint a picture of Oprah as a figure who, while publicly championing women, privately engages in behavior that contradicts her stated values. The battle for Hollywood's future. The power dynamics within Hollywood are complicated and far-reaching. Figures like Oprah Winfrey and Denzel Washington represent two distinct approaches to navigating the industry's complex web of influence. Oprah, the media mogul who has built an empire on empowerment and self-help, finds herself at the center of accusations of hypocrisy and manipulation. Washington, on the other hand, stands as a symbol of authenticity and resistance to Hollywood's oppressive structures. As more insiders, including Ice Cube, continue to pull back the curtain on these Hollywood power struggles, it becomes clear that the industry is at a crossroads. The future of Hollywood will depend on whether these powerful figures, Oprah, Washington, and others, continue to vie for control, or whether a new generation will rise up to challenge the system entirely. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is certain: the battle for Hollywood's soul is far from over. The rise of power brokers in Hollywood, long considered a land of glitz and glamour, is built on power dynamics, with gatekeepers controlling access to success, recognition, and influence. In an era where digital platforms and independent creators have disrupted traditional media, these power brokers remain ever present. The tension between the so-called gatekeepers and emerging artists like Ice Cube, Denzel Washington, and others illustrates a deeper battle for autonomy and expression. The true nature of Hollywood power structures isn't merely about fame, but control of narratives. The power brokers, agents, producers, executives, and media moguls hold immense sway over who gets to rise and who remains sidelined. These power plays often extend beyond business, affecting personal lives and careers in unseen ways. Ice Cube's references to the club of gatekeepers indicate an unspoken code of influence that determines careers before talent is even considered. Denzel Washington's resistance to such forces and his vocal stance against the political undercurrents in Hollywood highlight a conflict that has brewed for decades. This tension between individuality and the establishment has shaped many careers in ways outsiders fail to comprehend. For every success story, there's a darker side of Hollywood where the price of admission is more than just raw talent. It demands compliance with the established order. The Oprah Winfrey Legacy: Contradictions and Allegations. Oprah Winfrey's name is synonymous with success, influence, and a certain saintly image. She has been an emblem of inspiration for millions worldwide, rising from poverty to become one of the wealthiest and most influential women in the world. Yet, beneath the polished public persona, there is an increasingly complex legacy tied to various controversies. The accusations surrounding her ties to high-profile figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein paint a picture that contrasts with the woman's advocate image she has long maintained. Oprah has built a vast empire of media influence with her talk show, network, and philanthropic ventures. However, her relationships with individuals accused of abuse and misconduct have become a point of scrutiny. Critics like Rose McGowan have openly questioned Oprah's allegiances, especially after her associations with Weinstein. Moreover, the way Oprah handled certain celebrities, such as Monique and Taraji P. Henson, in the face of professional disputes, raises doubts about her role as a mentor. Winfrey's refusal to apologize for her involvement in these controversies has fueled skepticism, challenging her status as a hero for women. Despite these questions, Oprah's dominance in media ensures her place at the top, even as whispers of darker dealings circulate. Denzel Washington's stand against Hollywood's elites. Denzel Washington, a legendary figure in Hollywood, has long been admired for his acting talent, charisma, and wisdom. However, his career has also been marked by resistance against the entrenched systems of power that govern the entertainment industry. Washington's stance is rooted in his belief in authenticity and merit, refusing to conform to the pressures of Hollywood's power brokers. While many actors and creators rely on industry connections to advance their careers, Denzel has consistently maintained his independence, both in his roles and in his personal beliefs. He is not afraid to criticize the industry's reliance on political correctness and the over-politicization of awards shows. Washington has also spoken openly about the pressures that Hollywood exerts on minority actors, particularly Black performers. He has made it clear that, for him, acting is about the craft and the story, not just about fitting into the mold that Hollywood demands. His critique of the system isn't just a personal vendetta, but a broader statement on the suffocating nature of the industry's elite, and how it has long placed obstacles in the path of artists who are willing to challenge the status quo. Washington's words, therefore, carry weight, and his willingness to call out the industry's wrongs places him in stark contrast to the typical Hollywood narrative. The role of social media in exposing Hollywood's darker side. In the past decade, social media has emerged as a powerful tool for both fans and insiders to expose the hidden dynamics of the entertainment industry. What was once a tightly controlled space is now a platform where the truth can be revealed, often by those closest to the heart of Hollywood. Figures like Denzel Washington and Ice Cube have used social media to speak directly to the public, bypassing traditional media outlets that may be influenced by powerful gatekeepers. In the process, social media has provided a much-needed window into the murkier side of the industry, where power plays, blacklisting, and manipulation have remained hidden for decades. Ice Cube's comments about Oprah and the gatekeepers show how digital platforms allow for real-time revelations and an open discourse on subjects that were previously taboo. The case of Oprah's alleged involvement in darker affairs, including her rumored ties to Epstein and Weinstein, highlights how social media has become a forum for dissecting celebrity connections and corporate interests. Fans, critics, and industry insiders alike are using these platforms to hold the powerful accountable and ensure that stories once silenced are now coming to light. While the internet often thrives on rumor and speculation, it has created an avenue for marginalized voices to challenge Hollywood's status quo. The dangers of Hollywood's power structures. While Hollywood is often seen as the pinnacle of success for many aspiring actors, filmmakers, and artists, there's a much darker underbelly that only those who have reached the highest echelons can truly understand. The entertainment industry is a high-stakes game where every decision can affect not only one's career, but also their personal integrity. The gates of Hollywood are controlled by a select few: producers, directors, agents, and financiers who wield disproportionate power over who gets to rise and who is kept out. Hollywood's power structures often require that individuals conform to specific narratives and agendas. This has created a culture where dissent is not only discouraged, but often punished. Those who challenge these power structures risk having their careers derailed, as Ice Cube and Denzel Washington have both experienced. These power dynamics are not only limited to creative decisions, but also seep into issues of representation, pay equity, and even personal conduct. Hollywood elites often demand sacrifices in exchange for success, with the price being more than just time and effort. For many, it's a loss of self, the need to play a part that doesn't align with their true identity. This pressure leads some artists to question their role in the industry, with some, like Monique, opting to speak out against it despite the heavy cost. Hollywood's legacy of race and discrimination. Hollywood has long struggled with issues of race and discrimination, which have been perpetuated by its gatekeepers. Despite the industry's progressive facade, many actors, particularly black actors, have been marginalized or relegated to stereotypical roles. The systemic racism that has plagued Hollywood since its inception continues to influence career trajectories and opportunities today. Denzel Washington has been vocal about the continued racial biases that exist within the industry, warning younger generations that they will continue to confront discrimination if things do not change. Ice Cube has also expressed frustration with the lack of genuine opportunities for black creators in Hollywood, despite the industry's tendency to promote diversity in public-facing campaigns. What is often overlooked is the fact that many of the most famous black actors and filmmakers have had to work within a system that devalues them. While the achievements of figures like Denzel Washington, Viola Davis, and Jordan Peele are widely celebrated, they also reflect the uphill battle that black talent faces in an industry dominated by white gatekeepers. For every success story, there are countless others who have been sidelined, and the price of entry often involves playing by rules that are designed to suppress rather than elevate. Power plays behind Hollywood's award season. The awards season in Hollywood is often seen as a celebration of the best in film, television, and performance. However, what many do not realize is that these awards are heavily influenced by behind-the-scenes power plays, deals, and strategic alliances. The process of winning or even being nominated for major awards like the Oscars or Golden Globes often involves a web of industry politics. Campaigns are launched, favor is traded, and influence is used to push specific films and individuals into the spotlight. Critics of the system, including Denzel Washington and Ice Cube, have pointed out that the way Hollywood's elites structure these campaigns often has little to do with merit and everything to do with who is backing a project. In addition to the political nature of award campaigns, there is the issue of racial bias in the selection process, as highlighted by the number Oscars So White movement. Denzel Washington and other actors have called for more diverse representation in these coveted awards, but the power structures that influence them are difficult to disrupt. The notion of Hollywood awards being meritocratic is increasingly questioned, and as insiders like Ice Cube and Washington point out, The truth behind the curtain is often more about business than art. As a result, many deserving artists are left out in favor of those who have the right connections.